Hey guys, how are you? Welcome again to the United Kitchen, where we cook or get cooked. And this is today's daily news. And a couple of things we want to discuss today. First of all, the pre-game review of the match between Manchester United and Grimsby Town. where is Grimsby Town? First thing we're going to check in on that. Second thing is the Mainoo situation, guys. How are you feeling about that situation? It's becoming worrisome what's going on with Mainoo, but we're going to touch a bit on that. The goalkeeping situation, guys. Looks like Lamens is coming. Onana, is getting benched. We didn't expect that, right? So we're going to talk about the goalkeeping situation. And last but not the least, are we doing anything this transfer window with a midfielder? Or do we have to cope with this midfield in this Ruben Amorim system? So those four things we're going to touch on today on the United Kitchen. Let's go. First things first, the pre-game today. See, in the weirdest way, this is a must-win game. Like, in the weirdest of ways. Like, I can't believe that I'm saying that Manchester United versus Grimsby Town. Like, what is Grimsby Town? It's a must-win game, guys. But it is a must-win game because we have to get a win on the board. I don't care if it's against Grimsby Town, against Shooting Stars, against the Enugu Rangers, whoever it is, we need to get a win on the board. Amorim has to, this is crazy that I'm saying this, but he has to win tomorrow. By hook, by crook, nothing else will be acceptable in that Carabao Cup. The fact that we're even playing this game so early is already crazy. But obviously it's because of how low we finished last season. We finished 15th, and then we have to do what 15th do and just qualify, just play the lower stages of the Carabao Cup. That's already embarrassing. So tomorrow against Grimsby Town, we need to wallop them. And we speak about what's going on with the Amorim system. See, I have said this before, and I'll say this again. I haven't never been the biggest fan of this 3-4-3 thing. However, we've seen it work for him in Sporting Lisbon. We've also seen it work for him. We've also seen it work with other coaches who are using it. Thomas Frank uses it. It's a formation that works, but does it work with the players we have? I don't know. And with the first two games, a game against Arsenal was really good, but we always turn up against the big teams. So, and this is how it has been for a while. So it's really hard to judge, objectively with just that Arsenal game. And that's why we needed the Fulham game to almost confirm that, okay, we have really, moved from where we were before to a better place. But obviously with the Fulham game, we were brought back to the ground, and then it became clear that we still have issues, and the issues showed, especially in the midfield, where we still had to play Bruno and Casemiro, and Bruno, who is very indisciplined, who lost his head in that game, and then we lost the midfield, and then you could hear Iwobi and his coach talking about how they knew what to do. They knew that they just needed to find the space behind the midfielders, that there were no legs in our midfield, things like that. It gets me worried. And like I said, I have never been the biggest fan of that formation, but Ruben, it's now on you. It's literally now on you to prove that this works. We as United fans have given you half a season to test this formation. We've given you a pre-season to continue to sharpen this formation. Now you have the season to make it work. And I see you have to make it work. There is no two way about it. I promise you, if you don't make this work, we will turn on you, Ruben. We will turn on you. It's that simple. against Grimsby Town, that we need to see it work. We need to see what you speak about, the wing backs going forward, the five squeezing, the midfielders, how they get the balls to the tens and they get it to the strike. We need to see it work. We need to see the fast play. We need to see it work. And Grimsby Town is the weirdest team that for me to be speaking so passionately about like this. But if you can't make it work against Grimsby Town, if you cannot make it work tomorrow, bro, if we don't see something tomorrow, then you go to Burnley and we still don't see something, bro, you are not cooking. You are not cooking and you will get cooked. Ruben, you will get cooked. I promise you, right? If this 3-4-3 doesn't start working, bro, and you're benching Mainoo, which is going to take me, this is the segue to Mainoo. You're benching Mainoo consistently. You're playing Bruno in number 10 in that position where he shouldn't be playing, right? Ahmad was our best player, attacking player last season. You've thrown him to the right wing back and you're taking him off at halftime, bringing in Dalot. You can't get a place for Ahmad. You can't get a place for Mainoo, but you have a place for Casemiro and Mount. Yeah, Mount has been playing well, kudos. But if you can't get Mainoo into that team, if Mainoo does not fit your system, the problem is you, not Mainoo. That's how I see it. That's exactly how I see it, bro. And the only way you can prove us wrong if you get it right. That's the only way you prove us wrong. If you get it right with that formation, without Kobe, you get it right with Bruno Casemiro, you have to get it right. Because if you don't get it right, there are so many things that can go wrong. First of all, it seems like you're becoming a favoritism coach. But it's just 2 games, so I'm going to cool down and get calm now. Chill, Chefty, chill. It's just 2 games, so I'm not going to go so hard yet. But when I start seeing things like, Bruno can't be taken off, and you say Mainoo has to fight for that place with the captain who will never be taken off, then I'm getting a bit concerned, bro. I'm getting a bit concerned. Because if Bruno is not getting taken off and there is no space for Kobe Mainoo and we're getting overrun in the midfield and you have to stick to this 3-4-3, then bro, it's on you. It's all on you. Gyökeres has 2 goals. Ekitike has 2 goals. Yet you don't think Shesko is fit enough, is available enough to start? And then we have to play a false 9. Why did we spend so much on a striker, bro? If we're not starting if you're against Grimsby, we're still doing false 9 BS, and we don't score, it's on you, bro. Ruben, it's on you. It's absolutely on you, right? See, we supported you, right? We had your back. Bro, we gave you half a season of crap, and we called it your preseason. And you still had a preseason. And you spent money. You spent over 200 million on the front. Yes, you didn't get the midfield in, but you kept Bruno. You said you needed Bruno in your team for what you're trying to achieve, and you kept Bruno. You made that decision to keep Bruno. We could have gotten 100 million for Bruno. You know how I felt about that. But it's fine. Bruno was our best player. But my problem is, if you keep starting our best player in the wrong position, then it doesn't make any sense. You can't keep starting the best player in the wrong position. You can't start our best attacking player last year, Ahmad, in the wrong position. It's not making sense, Ruben. It's not making sense. Make it make sense. And it has to make sense starting from tomorrow, continuing to Burnley. It has to start making sense, bro. It has to start making sense. It has to start making sense, bro. Because if it doesn't start making sense, we're going to start thinking about the options, bro. Because I, for one, have struggled with this 3-4-3 working consistently in the Premier League. It can work for a few games. Trust me, it did work. We saw it against Man City when you were in Sporting Lisbon. That was a good game to show how the 3-4-3 works. But I've always been of the opinion that you have to be dynamic as a coach. The best coaches have been dynamic. Sir Alex Ferguson was very dynamic. Sir Alex Ferguson will play 4-4-2 with Sheringham and Cole. Then he went again to the point where he had Rooney striking. And then at some point he had, Tevez, Rooney, right? Tevez supporting, Rooney striking. And then we kept on evolving. But if you're going to do this 3-4-3, then it has to work, bro. It has to work. And this is my segue to Mainoo. Because I also have to tell you, and I genuinely have to tell you, bro. And I keep calling you bro because at this moment you are bro. It can change. It can change soon. But for now, you are bro. Kobe can't go. That simple, Ruben. Mainoo can't go. He can't go. I'm going to say something very crazy. I'd rather you go than Mainoo go. That's how I'm thinking about this. Because what you're doing is, you say Mainoo cannot, he needs to fight with Bruno in Bruno's wrong position. It's not making sense. Meaning that you haven't even tried Mainoo in his right position, because he needs to fight for that position with Bruno, who is already in the wrong position. Ruben, don't make me go, gaga. That's what's happening. That's exactly what, and then you say, then I'm hearing rumors that Kobe has to go, or Kobe wants to go, or Kobe needs to go. No, you go. Boss. You go, boss. Did you get that? You go, boss. Anyway, you get what I'm saying? Mainoo ain't going nowhere. You will find your system must work for Mainoo, or that system does not work. Let me repeat that. Your system must work for Mainoo, or that system does not work. Because Mainoo is a generational talent. Yes, I'm putting my channel on the line to say that. Mainoo is a generational talent. That boy is extremely talented. And we've seen it in the big games. We've seen it in big games against Liverpool. In the Europa League. We've seen it in times when we were in dear need of it. That boy is a great talent. Ruben, you will not... see... Husa. Okay, see, look at other teams. Liverpool, 16-year-old boy scoring yesterday. Arsenal, 16-year-old boy caused a penalty, goal. Now, our own young talent that is not even 15, 16, but at least a young talent, he must sit on the bench for Bruno and Casemiro. And I'm not saying that, it's about the age or have the young ones must play. But guy, if you are good enough, you are old enough. And Mainoo is good enough. So, Mainoo will not go. Mainoo cannot go. Mainoo shall not go. You will rather go than Mainoo go. So what I would advise you, Ruben Amorim, is to find a way to get Kobe in that team. Find a way to get Mainoo in that team. And this is unsolicited advice I want to drop next. You cannot, in my view, in the Premier League, with that 3-4-3, that cannot be the only solution you have against every single team. It cannot be the case in the Premier League. It could have worked in Portugal, and respect to the Portuguese league, it could have worked in Portugal, but in the Premier League, that cannot be the only way. Guys, the Premier League is too physical for you to always go 2-on-3 in the midfield every time. Because most teams in the Premier League play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 with the AM, dropping deep a lot of times to help the midfield. And what do we have? We have a 3-4-3 where the center back, who should sometimes even help the midfield, doesn't go there. Not any fault of his own, because I don't think that's what he's been advised to do. Delete. Because if you would play that formation, right, you could still even push the center back into that midfield when you're attacking, so that it becomes a 3 in the midfield. Or even sometimes it does become a 3 in the midfield when the wing backs come back, when we're being challenged. But it doesn't happen. So every time we go 2 against 3, and you heard what Iwobi and the other people said, that a lot of times what they do is that they say, Casemiro and Bruno are there, no problem. Let us stay at the back. Let's go and position ourselves at their back because they don't have legs. So if the ball gets to us, before they get to us, we've gone. And guess what? The defenders won't come forward because if they come forward, there's nothing else at the back. It's just them. That's exactly how crazy it is. That's why, in my view, you have to be dynamic. And in being dynamic, players like Kobbie Mainoo have to play a part. Kobbie Mainoo has to play a part. He can't go. He won't go. Can't go, won't go. Yo, and that's how I see it. That's my position on the Kobbie Mainoo situation. Kobbie Mainoo cannot go. He will stay and he will not be benched. You will find a way to play Kobbie Mainoo. And you've given yourself the option of saying that the only way Kobbie Mainoo can play your system is Bruno. If he fights for Bruno, you might have to bench Bruno, bro. I've seen captains being benched before. Maguire had the captain taken off him. It's happened. If Bruno is not delivering as you want him to deliver as that 8, you have to bench him. And that is the call you have to start thinking of making as the top coach, Ruben Amorim. You are in the Premier League, bro. You are in the Premier League. You see what happened yesterday, Liverpool, Newcastle? That is the Premier League. That is the Premier League. Liverpool already on 6 points. Arsenal already on 6 points. Liverpool had just one more shot, and they got the 3 points they needed. That is the Premier League, guys. We conceded against Fulham in probably 60-something minutes, and we could not score. We couldn't score. Meanwhile, Liverpool had 1 minute, a few seconds to go, and they scored. That is the Premier League. Premier League takes no slouches. No, Premier League is not for slouches. It's not for you bring your A game at every single time. Anybody can go with you, band for band. Anybody, Fulham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, anybody. You have to be ready. Even the new guys, Leeds, Sunderland, they will come for you. That's why against Burnley, I want to see you turn up. It's at Old Trafford. I want to see you turn up. You have to start turning up, Ruben. See, you have to start turning up. And I trust this guy, Jim Ratcliffe, Sir Jim. If you don't turn up, you are gone. And are there great coaches around? I don't think so. But you will go. Bro, it happens. Hey, I don't want to burst your bubble, right? And I don't like this coach, but I assure you that if you don't turn up, there's a Sir sitting at home chilling. There's a Sir. Sir Jim is a Sir. There's another Sir Gareth, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm telling you now, that name will be singing in Sir Jim's head. That name will be singing in Sir Jim's head now. And guess what? Who played Kobbie Mainoo? Sir Gareth. So my point is, bro, you need to start thinking about this situation properly. You need to start considering what's going on. You decided to keep Bruno. You decided that Bruno needed to stay. You right? And the midfield is not working with Bruno and Casemiro in it. Ugarte we can't even speak about. But if you have a talent like Kobbie Mainoo on the bench, hasn't had 1 minute, a second, then it's on you. It's absolutely on you. No two ways about it, but it's on you. So I know that against Grimsby Town, you're going to make a few changes here and there. No worries, all good. But we need to start seeing that your formation. We need to start seeing that system. We need to start seeing it work. We need to start seeing that system work. And it takes me to the last bit about the goalkeeping situation. See, we also hate ourselves. Like, haters saw it, fans saw it, enemies saw it, coaches, everybody saw it. Belinda is like it's terrible. Every single time we had a corner, my heart was in my heart was beating. That's not sustainable, bro. It's not like see it was as clear as day. So you need to get that Lamine situation over the line. And then this your selective brutality. We need to start talking about it. Because you are becoming selectively brutal. See what you are doing to Onana? Brutal. Højlund? Brutal. Bruno stinks up the place every time. Dalot stinks up the place every time. So with the Lamine situation, we need to see Lamine's coming.